All right, so this news came through right after we signed off the Philadelphia Eagles Now Live this afternoon. By the way, appreciate everybody who tuned in. It was a blast being able to go through some of the marquee storylines in Eagles training camp so far, and of course, chop it up with all of our loyal subscribers. By the way, this is why you subscribe to the show. I'm coming to you from the middle of a random parking lot just outside of Dallas, Texas, because what other Eagles YouTube channel has this level of dedication? And it's important with this Derek Barnett contract restructure to give you the latest. Also, this backdrop, it is absolutely elite. All right, enough jokes. And I do, by the way, have this on a piece of paper because with the contract restructure, a lot of specific financials, but also I failed elementary algebra at Temple University, so I need some help. I feel like I'm back in school. Let's do it. So Field Yates with this. Derek Barnett originally was due $7.5 million in salary, 1.5 guaranteed, with up to $1 million in per game bonuses as the wind starts to blow and the paper's going all over the place. So that would have been a max value of $8.5 million for Derek Barnett. After the restructure, now due $3.5 in guaranteed money, $250,000 in per game bonuses, and up to $2.25 million in incentives with the max value of $6 million. These are the financial gymnastics that we talk about with Howie Roseman that are so smart and wise to building a football team, and why I have faith in Philadelphia moving forward for a while, even with the Jalen Hurts contract extension, that he can still work the books, because Barnett can play an important role on this defense this year, and now they're lowering that money. So guaranteed up from 1.5 to 3.5, salary down 7.5 to 3.5 guaranteed, and that's $4 million in cap space. Now, what does this mean? Are the Birds going to make a move? Also, if they don't make a move, whether it be a trade, a signing in free agency, this gives them a little bit of financial flexibility to just have more breathing room on the books here. Now, I think the Derek Barnett, it's an interesting story, right? Drafted out of the first round and was the all-time sacks leader at Tennessee, and beat Reggie White's record, which obviously had an Eagles tie to it as well. Expectations for him were high going into the league. 2017 as a rookie, played pretty well. Of course, had the monster play in the Super Bowl with the fumble recovery on Tom Brady to kind of seal that game up. Since then, though, up and down play, lack of consistent production. He's been hurt, coming off a torn ACL week 1 last year against the Lions, missed the rest of the year. The penalties have been maddening. And I know that Eagles fans, given their intellect on the situation, how much they love this football team, they know, we all know, that Derek Barnett, very frustrating as far as the penalties. I do like his aggressiveness, to a certain degree. And I think that edge on this defense, especially at edge, defensive end, is important. How does he play in a new scheme? It worked out well for Philadelphia last year, running this 3-4 hybrid that Sean Desai is going to bring over, Vic Fangio disciple. We saw that the Eagles had 70 sacks. So Barnett's going to be aided there. To have him at this price tag as a backup defensive end at a position of importance, who he may lack sack numbers, but sometimes I compare sack numbers to wins and losses for a pitcher. Doesn't tell the full story. ERA more so tells the full story. You can have a 2.2 ERA, go 6-16. You don't suck. You're elite. Your team just kind of sucks. With sacks, you also have to factor in quarterback hits, quarterback pressures, and being able to just generate a pass rush on the opposing quarterback, given how much teams are throwing the football nowadays. And Barnett has been able to do that. On the show, I've kind of stacked up his first 6 years against Brandon Graham's first 6 years. I've always kind of compared the players, similar situations, first-round picks, expectations. They don't meet them early on. Brandon Graham, everybody wanted Earl Thomas. BG's still playing. Franchise and Philadelphia icon. Earl Thomas has gone cuckoo, right? So that pick has ended up working out. Can Barnett salvage the back half of his career? Because he's shown the potential, similar build, similar game to Brandon Graham, which is why I make those comparisons there. And similar numbers as far as you look at Brandon Graham's entire career, never been a monster sack guy. Last year, 11, career high, 32 years old, coming off a popped Achilles. He's had a lot of quarterback hits. He's had a lot of quarterback pressures. And so too has Derek Barnett. The numbers certainly stack up there. So just wanted to give you the latest there. Does it mean the Eagles are going to make a move? Could be a trade, could be a free agency signing. We'll certainly see. This is why you subscribe to the show. I'm going to go in, eat some dinner now because I certainly need it. Those of you who watched the live show a little bit earlier, you know it got a little bit crazy, but ready to listen to some music. Hit that sub button. Eagles news happens. You know where I'll be. right here on the show.